Okay, so welcome back to the first review of the Dakota Planet that we have ever done. This is because the Dakota Planet is going to be not running for the second semester of the school year, so this is going to be one of the last videos for a while. So I have the Dakota Planet YouTube channel up, and since we both are part of the YouTube channel, I'm Logan Barnhart.
I'm Aiden Knoll.
So you've seen us probably everywhere across the Dakota Planet. I've been in this for 3 years. He's been in it for this semester. So we're gonna go through the amount of videos that we've done, and we are going to look at each of them. We're gonna see how we did, and we're going to see how this year and how the Dakota Planet YouTube channel has been overall. So we're gonna start with his videos that he's made.
Alright, so it started with Campo.
It started with Mr. Campo. There's a lot of background noise. It's hard to hear.
This is not the greatest time to do a teacher talk with them, because they were all in there sanding.
Yeah, this was when they were sanding, so it was a lot of background noise. I think it was a good start to what you were doing.
Yeah.
But it definitely could have been done during a better time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It sucked that he wasn't allowed to leave the room because he had to keep an eye on the students because they were sanding.
Well, yeah, it's a CTE class, so
yeah,
he kind of has to watch them. So it makes sense, but...
It does make sense, but it just kind of sucked that we had all that background noise.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been done... Actually, I don't know when a good time would have been, because if they weren't sanding, they would have been cutting, jointing, and doing other stuff. So, I mean, for where it started, you can still kind of hear it.
I mean, you gotta really listen, but...
You gotta listen, but you can still hear it, at least. There's stuff to improve, and you did do better, but... Because this was your first time doing like a solo interview.
Right.
So I think for what it was... I think
he should have held the mic a little bit closer to his mouth.
Yeah, I think for what it was...
Mr. Campo, if you're watching this, I don't mean to trash on your interviewing skills, but...
I think for what it was good, but because of the location, because of the class, there was just too much background noise that it was really hard to hear.
There's just always so much noise in that class, so there would have never really been like a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that episode. Do you want to move on to one of your other episodes?
Sure. Who came next? Wasn't it
It was Miss Helen, but do you want to do any others? Any other in particular that stands out to you that you feel like would be good for?
You know, I feel like the best one I did was with Chef.
With Chef?
I feel like that was like one of my best ones.
Now, was this the one that you didn't have a list for? Because I know that you had a list of questions.
So I didn't have a list for Chef, and I don't believe I had a list with Sarver, because I was going to make a list with Sarver, and then that's why I pushed it back a day, because I didn't have a list ready. So I was like, no, we'll just wait, we'll just do it another day, because I didn't have a list ready.
And I think I convinced you.
And then you convinced me to be like, it's a lot harder with a list because you're limited to so many questions and you're not opening up your mind to more. Which I did pretty decent, but the length of answers weren't the greatest.
You were really quiet.
Hi. Just the culinary class, they all cook and everything, so just gonna be asking questions about culinary and how it all works.
I will say the culinary class did not make it easy for us.
No, they didn't. That was also like another environment with just a lot of background noise. They were
Sorry to
very
the culinary
hyper.
kids, but
Yeah, but they were just like very hyper. It was like they were opening like it was like a Christmas.
It was like a
type
Christmas
thing.
exchange, because this was around Christmas. But I mean, yeah, you're quiet when you're on the microphone.
I was really quiet in that.
What do you think is your favorite part that you've done in this interview?
Just, I mean, I don't know if I really have a favorite part. He was probably one of, and sorry to everyone else I've interviewed, but he was probably one of my favorite teachers to interview just because of the length of his questions and like, I mean, the length of his answers.
Because he was a talkative person.
How he went into detail and just describing everything, how he got there, you know, what made him want to be the culinary chef and everything like that.
I will say it's definitely a lot easier to interview people that are a lot more talkative. Anything else that you want to critique or say that you did well on in this video?
I could have speaked up. But there are definitely points in this video where you had to help me out with a question or two.
Oh yeah, because you blanked on something.
Because I blanked and I just stared at you and I was like,
Yeah, and so I had to just be like, what kind of foods did you start making and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I like how they, you know, include the students' cultures into the culinary class, being able to make foods from their culture, and they can like
they make a lot of
make
different foods in that class. It's actually really interesting. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
All right. How about we do one of yours now?
We'll do. You want to do some of mine?
Yeah.
Do you want to do one of my old ones?
Longest.
You want to do one of my old ones?
Go for it. Whatever you feel.
I'll do one of my old ones and I'll compare it to one of my new ones that I've done. Let's do Braden's Story. If you don't know who Braden's Story is, he is the original creator of these student spotlights. I took it over after he was gone. So, yeah, we're reacting now to Braden's Story. This is Anish Tapiwala that is interviewing with me.
My name is Braden Story. Hello, Mr. Story. What grade are you in? I'm a senior, so I'm in club. Oh, nice. Are you kind of excited?
I will say, back then, I was a lot quieter. Cause if you could tell.
Yeah, and I'm about to get right up out of here.
Anish.
So you're the host of the Student Spotlights on Dakota Planet. Is there anything that you would like to talk about?
Anish is the one that is asking most of the questions.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what to say at that time.
Yeah,
I did hear you.
Stuff for him.
Yeah, but most of the time you hear me in like my earlier episodes, it's mostly me piggybacking off of whatever the person is saying, like Anish was saying, or Braden was saying.
Yeah, it's about all that I do.
So this was like one of your earliest?
This is one of my earliest. I think this was near the end of sophomore year. Because what we wanted to do, we wanted to interview all three of us at the end, just a final goodbye. But even earlier, even in these like later ones in my sophomore year, I'm still like piggybacking off of people because I don't know what to say. I don't know what questions to ask. Now that I'm a senior and I've actually gotten experience with it, I've gotten a lot better at asking questions, but I definitely can tell that earlier.
Some weeks I've been very productive before and made like 3 a week, but
I remember that. That was like that. Yeah, that was back in the day.
Yeah, you can tell I'm just piggybacking off of whatever.
And yes, you are very quiet.
Anish is saying, because Anish just said, because you used to do them like 3 a week, and I was like, yeah, your upload schedule was really good, like earlier. Back then I was more socially awkward, but ever since I've started getting to talk to more people, I think that was mainly because I also was a transfer student, because I transferred into Michigan from Indiana. Yeah. So I think there's definitely a lot of things that went wrong, but for one of my earlier pieces, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry about the background noise.
Yeah, sorry about the background noise. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so now we are going to look at Mr. McLeod's interview that I did this was end of junior year for me.
Is this in this room?
No, this was back down there. Junior year we had a lot more stuff in it. Like we had
Oh, what, the whiteboard?
cabinets. No, we didn't have the whiteboard yet. We had,
no, I know what you mean.
yeah, we had
Okay.
cabinets and everything around. But this is from junior year.
Welcome back to Dakota Planet
For me?
Student Spotlight, episode 62. You are?
I'm a lot more talkative. I think that's mainly because I had to take over.
You are. I am. Mr. McLeod's funny.
Mr. McLeod. Hi. Welcome to the Student Spotlight. Thank you. So what's it like, actually, so as people that do not know, what do you do?
I am an English 12 teacher and I teach writing for publication.
So this is your first year, right? Teaching writing for publication?
This is my first
So-
year teaching writing.
Who is interviewing with you?
So this is Isabella Aluya. I'm sorry, Isabella, if I'm butchering your last name. But she was last year. She was a senior. She already graduated, but she was my co-star because I had two co-stars. I think I had Isabella Aluya, and I had someone else. I forgot her name. I apologize if I'm forgetting your name, but right now it's me and Isabella Aluya. But yeah, we're interviewing Mr. McLeod. I'm definitely more talkative, but I think mainly that's because I had to be, because I had to take over the Student Spotlight channel.
Well, early on, it's pretty clear that
He's definitely a lot more talkative, which helped a lot. Like with you and Chef helped you out a lot because he talked a lot.
Right.
But I think that what mainly made this better for me was that I had gotten a lot more experience from interviewing other people and getting more out of my shell, I suppose you could say. That I wasn't as afraid to ask him
Sarver's
questions.
style to my style.
And it was different. Like McLeod just said, it was different transitioning from Sarver's style to McLeod's style. Because
Right, because Sarver did
Sarver-
run this class. She started it right.
Sarver ran this class. They both ran this class. They both started it. But Sarver was the main one running it in sophomore year. So when it switched over to junior year, it was kind of that transition for McLeod as well as everyone else that was returning. It was kind of that transition for him. I think he's gotten a lot better at it now. But it was kind of difficult to start that transition, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
I think that's enough of my earlier works. I think that my later works were definitely a lot better.
Alright, you want
Like-
to do, I think, you know what I think we should do since we're
You want to do?
almost getting close to the end here.
You want to do one that we all did together? You, me,
Yeah.
and Anthony.
Yeah, let's do one of those and then we'll do the most recent one
Yeah.
with all of us.
Yeah.
We rate drinks. That was it.
Whatever.
Alright, so if we can't find one
Yeah,
of
we're gonna,
those.
we just use one of the. I think we can use.
You want to do like one, even though he's not here, we could do one of like Anthony's interviews that he took over.
One of Anthony's interviews he took over.
Yeah.
You want to review one of Anthony's?
Yeah.
Let's do the writer
Even though
interviews.
He's not here.
Let's do the writer. Since Anthony's not here, we'll do the writer interviews.
And what grade are you in?
10.
And why did you choose writing for publication?
Well,
He sounds robotic. I had to say it.
Does. I feel like I also feel like he shouldn't have had all the questions because, you know, like you said, I feel like he also shouldn't have had all the questions written down on a notebook. Just kind of like, oh, here's what I'm limited to. Here's what I'm asking.
Because it gets boring. I feel like it gets boring for the people watching that they just hear the same thing over and over and over again, to where it just becomes repetitive.
Because I do think he switches it up a little bit. With
He switches it up a little bit,
but
it's
I
not.
feel like
It's
there's a
not
lot of the same
enough.
questions.
It's too much of the same questions that there isn't enough variety for the viewer to get like engaged with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like if you were to watch a video where someone is going up and asking this person, unless there's like an actual like point of the video. Like there's a video I saw on TikTok the other day where this guy went up to all these people and he was like asking like, can I customize your shoes? Can I customize your shoes? If that was the entire video for like 3 minutes, nobody would watch it.
No one will watch that because
But he found someone to take their shoes, and the rest of the video is him customizing the shoes. So I feel like if Anthony wanted to like ask the same question, there had to be more to it.
Yes, definitely. He definitely limits himself with the list, but
Attention spans have fallen off.
yeah.
So
I think that because he's a sophomore, he's more scared of asking this question.
He's also new to the class. Like me.
Like I said, even in my first year when I came here, I was still socially awkward.
Right.
But I broke out of that shell. Anthony is still in that shell. He's really like scared to be asking the questions and be behind the camera, so he just sounds robotic, and his questions are just stale. Because
I actually
if you look,
did not choose it. I was put in the class because I was not here.
You got put in.
And
What's your favorite article that you did this year?
he asks, "What is your favorite article you did this year?"
Right.
He
Why
asks,
you chose
"What
the
grade are you in?
class.
Why you chose the class?
Obviously,
And
name is an
what grade are you in?
What grade are you in?
And why did you choose writing?
Why did you choose the class?"
Name and grade, as I feel like, is just
Name
a
and grade
generic
is
question
that's
you have to
the
ask.
question you have to have. Yes, but he has
Like, why did you choose this class?
like
What grade are you in?
when he interviewed me, that was a good one. I will say that because he asked.
I'm a senior. How long have you been writing for publication?
Because he asked how long have I been in? Because he knows I've been in this class for 3 years. He used that to his advantage. So that is a good example of him switching it up a little
I think
bit.
you're the only one in the class, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're the only one in the class who has more than just this semester, who has been in it more than just this semester.
Oh yeah, no, I've been in this class for 3 years.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's anyone else in the class who's been in it for more than just
True.
this semester.
But he could have switched up some questions. Like you heard him say, "How long have you been in this class?" It's a good switch up, you know? So I've been writing for publication for 3 years.
What's your favorite thing about it?
I think this is also the first one where he asked what my favorite
Everyone
memory is.
Friends in there, it's welcoming. You make friends. My favorite memory.
Yeah, he asked my favorite memory, which was a good question. I don't think he asked the other two.
No, I don't think he did, but then he continued to ask on for like the other students.
Yeah, he started asking on what is your favorite memory from this class for the other ones as well after this. I think that there's definitely a lot he needs to get going,
Right.
but I think that he's first starting off. He's doing pretty all right for himself.
Yeah.
I think all in all,
It was a good semester
it's been a good semester.
for interviews and
Interviews for everything.
I mean, I can now correct me
think-
if I'm wrong, but like one of the first group tier list projects,
Hmm.
the first,
One of the what was it? The candy tier list.
the candy tier list, and then we had like the drink
The
bracket.
drink bracket, yeah. Good memories. I think, all in all, if looking back at the entirety that we have done 74 student spotlight interviews mixed in with
Like
other different types of videos.
5 teacher talks.
Last year we had Christina's Corner, teacher talks, yes.
Like 5 of them.
I think that
4.
the entire Dakota Planet is a good channel to look at, especially for students, because they can get an idea of what high school is like. They can get an idea of what Dakota,
from the student talks.
from the student spotlights. They can get a good idea of what teachers are like with the teacher talks. They can get a good idea with a lot of different types of things, because a lot of the student spotlights that we did are usually relevant to what is going on at that time, so a lot of them have different themes around them.
Right.
Like for instance, Ty Marshall, he was a football player. Everett Anderson, he was a swimmer. So we got swimming, we got football, we got wrestling. We got a lot of different types. We got leadership, we got theater, we got so many different types of themes that aren't limited to students, and the questions vary depending on each person. So I think that the entire student spotlights that we have done, and the entire Dakota Planet YouTube channel, all in all, is, I feel like it's just been a fun ride, and I feel like that I'm definitely gonna miss it after this year, since this is gonna be the last video we have for a while. Since this is the last video for a while, why don't we both give a piece of advice?
Okay, yeah. You know, it's tough with midterms going on right now and everything, figuring out new classes. You're gonna have a lot. Obviously, you already went through new classes when you came into the new grade you are currently in, but there's gonna be issues, there's gonna be problems, and you're gonna run into, you know, like stuff you don't know, stuff you need a lot of help on, but don't give up. Just keep going. It'll work out in the long run. It'll benefit you. It'll get you going in the right direction. So just, you know, never give up.
Yeah, that's good. I would say for me, if you have something that you're really passionate about, you should strive to do it and not let anything get in your way. Because when I came to Michigan my sophomore year, I was originally, I may have brought this up, I think I brought this up in a couple student spotlight interviews, but when I came here, I was originally in a class called TV broadcasting. That started me off in study hall, because there wasn't a class called TV broadcasting here. But when I heard that there was a class that was writing publication that did video, I thought that I wanted to bring my sort of video style here as well. So I went and I talked to the writing publication teacher, and I got in the class and I started making videos with them. And it was a lot of fun. And I just didn't give up on what I wanted to do. So if you're passionate about something, don't let people tell you that it's wrong, that you can't do it. If you are passionate enough about something, you will find a way to make it work, and you will make it happen. You just gotta keep going. I think this is good.
I think that was pretty good.
All right. Thanks, guys.